Good morning, my dear children. So, today we'll be taking up poetry. In our last two videos, we had taken up two chapters from the book Beehive, and today I am going to teach you a poem, The Road Not Taken, by Robert Frost. Now, my dear children, this poem actually tells us about a theme of regret. The road not taken deals with the dilemmas that a man faces in life. The two roads, what we talk about in this poem, serve as a metaphor for the choices we make in our lives. This poem is written by the famous American poet Robert Frost. Now, to tell about the poet, though born in San Francisco, Robert Frost spent most of his adult life in rural New England. His poetry is identified with the region. So, Frost is actually, his poems lies as a contrast between fact and fantasy, reality and imagination, pleasure and purpose, nature and civilization, country and city. So, this particular poem, The Road Not Taken, is one of the best poems of Robert Frost. The other well known poems are Mending Wall, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. So now let's move on to learn about this poem, The Road Not Taken. Let me first read the lines of the poems for you, and then I'll be explaining what that means. The road not taken. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. Here, the speaker is talking about two roads in a yellow wood. Wood in the sense forest. Yellow woods denotes that it's a autumn season and the leaves of the trees have turned yellow. I'm sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Now here we need to understand that the poem is set in autumn, and the traveler is nothing but the poet. He is telling that in a yellow wood he sees two roads which are forking into the wood. They are diverging into the wood. Diverging means separated into the wood. I'm sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler long I stood. Now the speaker is regretting that he was not able to travel on both the roads at a time. So he stands at the crossroad to decide, and he's taking time, he's thinking on which road he has to travel. And looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Now here the speaker is telling that he's standing on a road and he's looking at one of the roads as far as his vision could reach. He could see only as far as the path took a bend at an undergrowth. Undergrowth means it's full of bushes and shrubs. At this point, we need to understand here the poet is comparing the two roads to the path we take in our lives. Let us understand the meaning here. Let us assume the road represents decisions we make, and the fork represents the choices we have in life, and the undergrowth the uncertainties in life. The poet is at the crossroad of his life and not on an actual road. He could be trying to see further ahead into the future, but is unable to, and he has to be cautious in his choice. Now let us move further to the poem. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. Now here, then took the other just as fair. Now in these two paths, the poet makes a decision. Since both the paths seems to be similar, he would be taking the other path. The speaker says just as fair, not fairer. So we may assume the roads are similar in appearance, but the roads are equally good. So the choice may also be equally good. Now here, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. In these lines, what does the speaker tell? The speaker tells his choice, as the path is grassy and not much walked on by travelers. Therefore, this road needed to be used, and that road he chooses. So he says, this was a better option because the road which I chose was rather very grassy, and it wanted wear. It wanted wear means, what do you mean? That means people had not walked frequently on it. So it needed for the people to walk on it. So he says, I took that. Though as far that the passing there had worn them really about the same. But again the speaker says, both the roads seemed less walked on. As for that refers to the path less walked on. Here again there is a confusion going on in the poet's mind. So here we need to understand, children, in this paragraph he says that he is going to take a grassy road because that road many people had not walked on it. But again he is comparing the other road to it also, where he tells that that was also not walked on. So the poet is in a state of confusion. And let's move on to the next paragraph. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Now here what does the poet try to explain? And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Now the speaker again says, the roads seem equal without any difference. Now the speaker gives us a new information that it's in the morning and that both the roads were covered with leaves and no traveler had walked on it. He comes to a conclusion because the fallen leaves are not crushed by the footsteps and thus not darkened. Now trodden black means, see, on and both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. That means it was morning time, and since it was autumn the leaves were falling down, the whole road was covered with leaves that had fallen down, but there was no traveler who had travelled on this road. Hence the leaves were not crushed by the footsteps of any traveler. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Now again the poet is telling about his decision. Oh, so he says, oh, that is an exclamation what he makes. I kept the first for another day. So he is telling, I had not taken the other road. I kept that road for another day, and he has taken a different road. Now here we understand that the poet is regretting that he should have taken that road, but he didn't do that. He took the second road and kept this road for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. The speaker realizes he may never be able to return to the road not taken, for he understands that in the journey of life we may come across many crossroads and make fresh decisions and choices. So, in all practicality, it may not be feasible to start afresh, especially in the later part of our life. Here you see, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Now, see, once he has taken a road to travel, he knows that he cannot come back. The similar thing happens in our life also, children. When we make certain decisions at certain points, we should think and take decisions. Otherwise, we may not be able to come back once the decision is made. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere, ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Now, in the last paragraph, I shall be telling this with a sigh. Now, here he is writing this stanza in a future tense. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Here we can say I shall be, so it's in future tense. Here the speaker hopes to talk of a decision taken years later with a sigh. The sigh may be a sad feeling or a happy feeling or a reflective feeling. Whatever it would be, definitely has made a difference in his life. Two roads diverged in a wood, and again he is telling the first line. Two roads diverged in a wood, and he says I. Now he is talking about the near future. So he is repeating I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Here the speaker confidently tells us that his decision was to take the road which was not travelled much. This is an indication that speaker was adventurous and of independent thought. However, the concluding lines gives us a feeling that the choice he took has definitely made a significant impact in his life. So, this poem literally tells us about our future lives, children, wherein we need to make proper decisions at a proper point of time. So, even in your lives, you will have two roads which will bring you to a decision making point where you need to take a proper decision which path you will be traveling, and that will make lot of differences in your lives also. So this is the poem The Road Not Taken, written by Robert Frost. I hope you have understood this poem. I'll be sending you the notes of this poetry session, and please copy down that in your notebooks and ensure that all your lessons are completed. Till now I have completed 2 chapters for you. One is Fun They Had and A Little Girl, and this is one poetry what we have taken now. So please ensure that you finish off all the pending works. Thank you.